We are here with our new pastor, Father Dudzinski. This is Spring Fling Music Fest 2021. Father Dudzinski, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am excited to be the pastor here at St. Maria Goretti. I am filling some pretty big shoes with Father Kevin, but the good thing is Father Kevin and I go back a long way. Father Kevin was very instrumental in my realizing my call to be a priest when he was assigned to the cathedral in 1990, and from there went into seminary. Father Kevin was very supportive in my vocation, and we've remained friends ever since. So when I was asked to be pastor here at St. Maria Goretti, it was very exciting to be reunited with him and to continue the good work that Father Kevin has done here. So I am excited to be here. Who am I? Some of you know, because when I first got here, I wrote one of my first articles about myself and my family, but to reintroduce myself, I am the fourth of 5 children. I grew up in Lafayette, Indiana. My mother and father, Ted and Carolyn Dudzinski, are still living, thank goodness, and were very instrumental in my upbringing in the Catholic faith. All of us, praise God, are still practicing the faith. People often ask, how did you get 3 priests in one family? So I have 2 brothers that are priests as well. Father Ted is Vicar General for the diocese, and Father Andrew Dudzinski is the pastor, the missionary pastor of St. Boniface St. Lawrence in Lafayette. So I jokingly say we got 3 priests in the family because of the water. They blessed the well that we drank the water from, and look what happened. Obviously, God called, and we were able to respond to that call, which I always say is our parents presented an environment, an atmosphere that whatever God had asked us to do, we were open to doing. And so, again, I thank God every day for my parents and the family that I was raised in. I feel very blessed to be a part of that family. I was ordained in 1997 with my brother, Father Ted. We were ordained the same year. Father Andrew Dudzinski was ordained the year before. And so I was first assigned to St. Mary's in Muncie for 5 years with Father Goretti, who was a great pastor, great mentor for me. And then I was assigned to St. Elizabeth Ann Seton in Carmel, just down the road. I was there for 3 years with Father Ted Rothrock, who was also a great mentor. I was very blessed. When I was at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, the bishop had asked if I would be the founding pastor of a new parish in Fishers. And as I was getting ready to do that, there was a need in Lebanon for an administrator. So I was administrator from February of 2005 till July. And then the decision was made to let me continue on the path to founding St. John Vianney, and they got a new pastor in Lebanon. So as I was at St. John Vianney, I was there from 2005 to 2017, which was a great experience and really parallels a lot like St. Maria Goretti, in this being Father Kevin founding this parish. So there's a lot of similarities in understanding what went into the founding of this parish. I was assigned to St. Patrick's in Kokomo, and I was there for 3 years. And then they started the Uniting in Heart Pastoral Plan 2030, and they asked me to come to Maria Goretti and to follow Father Kevin and continue the work that he had begun here. So I am excited. I've been here for 8 months. And it's a great parish, great people. Unfortunately, we've had to deal with COVID and wearing masks and not having everything full bloom like they've had in the past. So we've kind of made the most of this situation and look forward to moving forward and being able to grow the opportunities to build God's kingdom. I'm so excited that is one of the themes here, is welcome home and building God's kingdom. Really excited about that, and the uniting in heart, and how evangelization is very much a part of this new endeavor in the diocese to really help people embrace the faith, to live the faith, to want to share the faith. So,
Thank you so much for sharing your journey to St. Maria Goretti. Now we're going to do fun facts. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you fired up?
I'm very fired up, and I love the fact that the people here at St. Maria Goretti are fired up.
Yes,
So
always.
receptive. I love that.
Always. Okay, fun fact number 1. What is your favorite NFL team?
My favorite NFL team, it's no secret, is the Minnesota Vikings. I grew up here in Lafayette, and Lafayette, there were no pro football team, none in Indiana. So our family, oddly enough, took the NFC Central at the time, and I took the Vikings. My dad was a Detroit fan. My brother was a Green Bay fan. My other brother was a Chicago Bear fan. And my sister went outside of the division and picked the Steelers because they had won 4 Super Bowls. So that's why she picked them. But anyway, so I'm a big Viking fan. I stayed loyal to them. And when the Colts moved in, I became a Colt fan. And so really I have 2 favorite teams, the Vikings and the Colts. So I think people can understand why I'm a Viking fan, because that was since my childhood, and how I support the Colts because I've been very blessed to be able to follow them and go to some of their games.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey to St. Maria Goretti. Now we're going to do fun facts. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you fired up?
I'm very fired up, and I love the fact that the people here at St. Maria Goretti are fired up.
Yes,
So
always.
receptive. I love that.
Always. Okay, fun fact number 1. What is your favorite NFL team?
My favorite NFL team, it's no secret, is the Minnesota Vikings. I grew up here in Lafayette, and Lafayette, there were no pro football team, none in Indiana. So our family, oddly enough, took the NFC Central at the time, and I took the Vikings. My dad was a Detroit fan. My brother was a Green Bay fan. My other brother was a Chicago Bear fan. And my sister went outside of the division and picked the Steelers because they had won 4 Super Bowls. So that's why she picked them. But anyway, so I'm a big Viking fan. I stayed loyal to them. And when the Colts moved in, I became a Colt fan. And so really I have 2 favorite teams, the Vikings and the Colts. So I think people can understand why I'm a Viking fan, because that was since my childhood, and how I support the Colts because I've been very blessed to be able to follow them and go to some.
All right, another fun fact. Where did you go to college?
I went to Butler University to start with. I played football there for 2 years, but then I was in a car accident and had to stop playing football, and I was in the hospital for a month, so I did not want to lose any more school, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to play football, and I lived in Lafayette. So I transferred to Purdue, and my brother, Father Andrew, helped me because he was a senior there, and so I was able to not miss out on much schooling, and so things really turned out really well after going to Purdue. So Butler, then Purdue, and then after Purdue, I went into the seminary at the Pontifical College Josephinum in Columbus, Ohio, and I was there until I was ordained in 1997.
Okay, fun fact number 3. What is your favorite season and why?
My favorite season is fall. I love the fall because it reminds me of football. I love the outdoors, and you get nice weather, you get warm weather, you start to get a little cold weather. It's just a good mix. I love the leaves turning. I love the outdoors, so fall just really brings all that together.
Okay, what do you do on your day off? Well, you really don't have many days off, but when you have time to yourself, what do you like to do?
So what I like to do is I love to play golf. I started playing that after my accident. I learned how to play golf, and so I really love playing golf. It's a great time to spend outside, get to know other people. it's for me, I like to be somewhat competitive. And so it's not competing against other people as much as myself. And so each time I'm out, I try to improve on my previous scores, or I know that I can always do better. So I love the golf and outdoors. I love camping. So I love to be able to see different parts of the country or the state, or just spend time outside and reflect in nature, hike, just be out in nature.
Who is your favorite saint?
Who's my favorite saint? I actually have several favorite saints, but I would definitely say one of my favorite is St. John Vianney. St. John Vianney is patron saint of priests, and just really admired his dedication, his love for God, love for the people, his concern for the salvation of souls. Had a great love for the Eucharist and the sacrament of reconciliation. So he's just a great model for priests. I love Mother Cabrini, St. Frances Xavier Cabrini. Her feast day is on my birthday, November 13th. And so she is the first American saint. She's a naturalized citizen, so first American saint that in that regard. St. Elizabeth Van Seton was the first American-born saint. But I just really admire Mother Cabrini and how she really had a fear of water, and she was from Italy, and she made the trip across the ocean 25 times. And pretty amazing for somebody who feared the water and having to, and it wasn't like she was taking a cruise liner. She was whatever the boats were back then. So pretty impressive. And I think, obviously, my greatest saint would be Mary. Love Mary. She's awesome. I don't think a day goes by that I don't ask Mary's intercession. I pray the rosary every day. Mary's she's awesome. If you do not have a devotion to Mary, I would strongly encourage that. And I would like to help foster that as well.
Okay, another fun fact. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple. And I think it's purple because of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also a color for reconciliation.
Really?
So a theological reason and a secular reason.
Okay. Do you have any favorite bands or type of music?
I am a big country music fan. My conversion to country music took place in 1990. I never converted to Catholicism because I was a cradle Catholic. I did convert to country music in 1990. I was camping with a buddy of mine in Kentucky, Mammoth Cave, and listened to country music and was hooked ever since. And so, big country music fan. Love Zach Brown, love Kenny Chesney, just a lot of country singers. Lori Morgan, she was kind of one of my first. So.
Do you have a favorite food that you enjoy?
I am very culturally diverse, at least American culturally diverse. I love Mexican food, I love Italian food, love steak, barbecue chicken. Those would be my favorites, but I do love pasta. So pizza, everybody's favorite. Who does not like pizza? So anyway, I'm pretty well rounded with regard to that. And
awesome.
Chinese,
Oh.
I love Chinese too.
Do you have a favorite ice cream?
I do. I actually have two favorite, well, three. I hate to say that. So mint chocolate chip, love mint chocolate chip. I love chocolate chip cookie dough, love that. And black cherry chunk, actually.
Cherry chunk.
So.
Okay, another fun fact. What is your favorite college football team?
My favorite college football team is Notre Dame. I grew up in Lafayette, and my dad's side of the family was from South Bend, so I just really liked Notre Dame. That was when Eric Parseghian was coach, and then Dan Devine, and then the litany of coaches after that, Jerry Faust, until Lou Holtz, which I'm a big fan of Lou Holtz. Love Lou Holtz. He's just very faith-filled. Love the University of Notre Dame. Love Notre Dame football. Just a great tradition, great history. So big Notre Dame, and I love Notre Dame basketball too. So both women and men's.
Do you have any pets? Do you have a goldfish or a cat?
I do not have a goldfish. I never was into fish. That's weird. But I do have a dog. My dog's name is Benedict, after Saint Benedict. I had a dog before him, which was Philomena, after Saint Philomena, because Saint John Vianney had a devotion to Saint Philomena. I picked Benedict because I like black dogs, and Benedictine order wears black. And I admire Saint Benedict. He's a great saint. Benedictine Scholastica. I never had a dog. We had a dog growing up, always had a dog, so I love dogs. And then as a priest, unable to have one as an associate. And then when I was made pastor at St. John Vianney, since I was by myself, I got a dog, and he was kind of the mascot. And then I went to St. Patrick's. It took me about a year before I got one, because my dog Philomena had cancer and had to put him to sleep, which was very sad for me. But then, I figured 2 years was a good enough time to then move on, and so I got a dog, Benedict, and he's a great dog. He comes over to the school, to the office every day. The kids go by and just love Benedict, so he spends the day with me. He's so good, but I will say this, he's very needy. He loves people, and so when people are not giving him attention, he can get a little feisty.
So what is your favorite thing about being a priest?
My favorite thing about being a priest, there are so many things. First of all, I love being a priest. I can't even imagine not being a priest. Funny, because when I was growing up, I never even thought I would be a priest. But once God called me and I went into the seminary, you tell God, this is what God was calling me to. So my favorite thing about being a priest is saying Mass every day. I've been very blessed to say Mass every single day of my priesthood. My days went by when I travel, when I go on pilgrimages, I take a Mass kit to make sure that I'm able to celebrate Mass. I think as a priest, that's one of the greatest gifts that I've been given, is to be able to celebrate Mass. I love being able to spend time with Jesus in adoration. That's like the start of every day, is doing a holy hour in Jesus' presence. I think prayer is the key, to be open to God's promptings. I love being able to hear people's confessions and help them to start over and to let God's grace fill their life. And so it's a great sacrament as well. And just, the different interactions with people in the various forms to help people in their journey of faith.
Thank you, Father Dudzinski, for coming out. Do you have hopes and dreams for St. Maria Goretti as we conclude our time here together? Do you have anything you'd like to share?
Well, my hopes and dreams for St. Maria Goretti are no different than your founding pastor, Father Kevin Haynes. I just want to help people get to heaven. My hope is that people embrace the faith and really see their faith as second nature. That was one of the greatest gifts my parents gave me, and as a priest, one of the greatest things I can pass on is to help people realize how important their faith is, how it helps us through the good times and the bad times, and to stay focused on what's most important, which is eternity with God. Our time here is short. Eternity is forever. Salvation of souls are so important, and so anything I can do to foster that, I'm definitely going to do it. And I would just let you know that my heart and soul are for the people and to helping them in this life to be able to be with God someday for all eternity.